Today, I want to encourage you to do something that makes you uncomfortable. Most of us stay in our comfort zones. It is human psychology to fit in and avoid judgment. I've been a victim of this. I've moved to so many different countries and cities, and I've always found myself trying really hard to fit in, starting from zero again, and really trying hard to make myself feel more comfortable. Now that I'm in my late 20s, I've come to the realization that many of the things you want in life does not exist in your comfort zone. And to achieve those things, you must step outside. I'm glad that I realized this pretty early on in my life, and I took action to step outside of my comfort zone. This is how I got into USC, this is how I got into Disney, and this is how I started learning music production and DJing. Just to really step outside of my comfort zone, none of the achievements you see from others are born. And to realize that all of the skills and achievements that you see from other people are built from their hard work and what's not shown behind the cameras. And today I wanted to share with you a couple of tips that have helped me to step outside of my comfort zones, to be uncomfortable, and get me closer to the goals that I want to achieve. Disclaimer though, I am still on my way to becoming the best version of myself to achieve more goals of mine, but throughout my life journey, these are just some tips and lessons I've learned along the way. They have helped me achieve some of my personal goals, and I hope these tips can help you too. So let's dive right in. I want you to get specific of what you want. Like seriously, very specific. If you don't know exactly what you want, how will you ever achieve it? You have to know exactly what you want, and you have to picture it vividly in your mind. Here's an exercise for you. Take a piece of paper, write down some of the goals that you want to achieve in this lifetime. Whether it's fitness, education, some new skills, career, or just overall personal growth. The way I do it is, I'll show you. This is my vision board for this year, 2025, and these are just some of my personal goals that I wanted to achieve. And I know that we are at the end of this year, so at the end of this year, I'll also create a video that talks about what are some stuffs that I've achieved with my vision board. And I will say this though, what's great about a vision board is I literally hang it across from my office, so whenever I'm working at my desk, I can see it across from me. And it's a constant reminder for me to keep pushing, stepping outside of my comfort zone, and try new things that get me closer to these goals. I want you to get creative with this. It can just be, a piece of paper with a list of goals that you want to achieve, or they can be a full-on vision board. I want you to have fun with it, and hopefully by trying out this exercise, it can really motivate you to get going. The main point here is to take action rather than waiting for an event to happen in your life. Events might happen, but the chances are lower than you taking the proactive actions to get yourself closer to that event. Once you have all of your personal goals ready, it's time to take action. The next step is to align your actions with your vision. Truth is, life is made out of the small choices you make. And now that you have all your personal goals ready, the subsequent actions you make should either move you closer to your goal or not. Let's say you wanted a healthier lifestyle. We eat every day, right? And next time when you're craving something that you know is not good for you, or something that will harm your plan, ask yourself, is this part of the plan? If you're contemplating between two choices, ask yourself, is either one of those choices is going to get you closer to your personal goal or not? And in asking myself that question, I find it really helpful for my own decision making, deciding between two choices. And a lot of the times it's between how your brain is feeling and your own consciousness. Usually I would bike to my Disney office where they have a gym there. I would do my workout and come back just in time for work. But last week, there was just one morning that I had such a hard time getting up. And in my mind, I was contemplating between skipping my workout for today or, just getting up and get moving. It was really hard. But once I asked the question in my mind, is skipping my workout going to benefit me and move me towards my fitness goals? The answer was pretty obvious. It was no. But my brain was trying so hard to convince me that I am tired and I need more sleep. But at the moment, be your brain's boss and tell your brain that you've got something more important to do and get out of there and get going. The truth is, small daily actions equals massive long-term impact. We talked about the war between your brain and your consciousness a little bit. Let's dive deeper into this topic. I want you to believe that the goals you've set for yourself is indeed possible. Belief isn't just a mindset. It unconsciously, without you even knowing it, translates into action. Try to build a habit of positive internal dialogue. So for my personal example is I am committed this year to continue my music production journey and maintain all of my side hustles. For those who don't know, I also run a small baking business and I help sit people's dogs. And hopefully in the future I can incorporate music as my additional side hustle. So for me, if you think about it, trying to work a 9-to-5 full-time job, maintaining 2 side hustles, and trying to learn a new skill, other stuff that I wanted to achieve in life, working out, socialization, all of those adding together, 24 hours felt like not a lot of time. also wanted to incorporate 8 hours of sleep into my schedule. It is a very hard life to juggle, but if I can make it work, that's going to propel me towards my personal goals way faster than any other people. It's the notion of staying uncomfortable, right? Like full-on life together, trying to juggle this busy life of mine really is not easy. I'm telling you, it is really, really hard. I sometimes have to make sacrifices to a lot of the stuff that I'd rather do more to the stuff that I know that I have to do to get closer to my goals. So I'm telling you, it's not easy, but once I've made the commitment earlier this year that I'm gonna make it happen, things start to click for me. Like my mind started to unconsciously program myself to take action. For example, writing a new script or getting out of bed to work out. Those things started to come into my life pretty unconsciously. It is like magic. I'm not kidding you. When you tell your mind that you're ready to change, your mind is going to unconsciously help you. My belief fueled consistent action, even on tough days. I know if I've mentioned this before in my previous videos, but community is also very important for you to get closer to your personal goals. Your environment shapes your choices more than you think. I want to encourage you to connect with people who share the same goals as you. That gives you more accountability and encouragement for you to take action. For example, once I've made a commitment to study music production in Ableton, I've signed myself up for a music school in Hollywood where I insert myself into a community of musicians who have the same goal as mine, and I've built lifelong friends there. We talk about music, we practice music together, we share ideas, and we bounce back off each other's minds, and that really helped me stay motivated, felt optimistic about my music personal goals. Inserting yourself into a community of like-minded people will reinforce momentum when you doubt yourself. Community is a protective layer against comfort zone relapse. I know that being uncomfortable and stepping outside of your comfort zone is very hard, but to conquer that, I want to encourage you to educate yourself for clarity and confidence. Books, courses, and mentors give you the facts, not just feelings. For me, the way I stay curious for knowledge after I graduate from college really did help me open my eyes to how I view the world, gave me more perspectives on how things should be done, and it even gave me new ideas to new things that I could do, I could achieve in this world. It gave me hope to the possibilities and the potential of this world, and it just overall helped me become more stable in my own emotions too, because gaining more knowledge decreased my anxiety of not knowing what the future holds for me. It gave me a little bit more direction. So I want to encourage you to be curious and stay curious for knowledge, because that's really going to help you stay grounded to your own personal goals. Looking at your goals, identify some of the books that align with the topics that you have that you want to work on yourself. Read and learn about your goals. Learn about the facts about your personal goals, and those are going to decrease your fear. For example, I spent a lot of time learning about music theory, and that has really helped me decrease my anxiety when I open Ableton. And learning about those skills made practices more efficient and less intimidating. So the takeaway here is knowledge plus uncomfortable steps equals growth. So to get closer to your own personal goals, you have to take actions that make you uncomfortable. Here are the 5 main tips you have to try. Define exactly what you want, create a vivid picture, or even create a vision board for it. Align every action with that goal in mind. Believe it's possible. Let's brainwash our brains. Surround yourself with like-minded people and educate yourself with clarity and confidence. Growth is uncomfortable. And you've heard the saying, right? People say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So next time when something negative happens in your life, don't just immediately put that and categorize that into something that's unfortunate. See that as a growth opportunity. And remember, discomfort equals signal that you're moving. So for this week, comment 1 uncomfortable action you will take. Let's push each other outside of our comfort zones. And give it a like to this video and subscribe for more real life tips on chasing big goals while balancing life.